Hey, what's up, everybody? Back. We're past the halfway point in the 30-day challenge. So, um, yeah, I'm back. Got a few more days left. If we can make it through the next 2 weeks with a video every day with some kind of idea to talk about, I'll be surprised. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I didn't think I had a topic for today, but I realized yesterday that I was bidding on some expired domain names at auction, and I won one of them. So I thought maybe today I would walk people through buying an expired domain name at auction and how you kind of evaluate a good domain name. So let me share. All right. So I usually use GoDaddy auctions to find expired domain names. GoDaddy is not my favorite registrar, but they have the inventory when it comes to auctions. So that's kind of like a good place to go. Another tool that's good for this is Spamzilla. So with Spamzilla, you're basically just going to find expired domains. This one's a paid tool. I've used it before to get some expired domains that were pretty decent, but it's just another way of like looking at these auctions, but it's across like different sites. And on this one, you can actually pick up expired domains that have been dropped and nobody else has registered, so you can get them for like the $12 .com domain registration fee, and that's it. On GoDaddy auctions, you're going to be paying, you're going to be bidding against other people, so you're going to pay a little bit more of a premium. Now, there's these other sites like Otis and Squad Help, where they have like these higher quality brandable domain names that people pick up and then kind of resell on these sites. So if you can see, I just searched for AI and you can see there's a bunch of like, brandable kind of stuff. Depending on like what your company does, right? You can search for like sports. So you can see like all of these are pretty like good domain names. Prices range from like a couple $100 to like tens of thousands of dollars. There's probably been some hundred and maybe $1 million domains on here. I'm not sure. I'm sure something's gone up over 100,000 though. But yeah, so these are like good brandable domains can be sold here. Otis has I don't know, they try to be like a little bit more premium and like do a little bit more evaluation of the website. Like look at this one, examiner.com. We just need to get like 250 people to drop 10 grand on this. We can have our own parasite at a DR86. So 250 of you, I think there's only about 70 of you watching. So we need to find a few more, and we all need to drop 10 grand and buy this examiner.com and just have our own free parasite. But yeah, same idea over here at Otis. They tend to find like brandable domains, and they target like different niches. So you could pick them up here for a couple grand. But what people do is they come to GoDaddy auctions and they find these good domain names, pick them up for like a few $100s, and then resell them on these sites or use them themselves for some purpose, right? So what I do is when I come into GoDaddy, kind of depends on what you want to do, but I usually look for like an age domain that has like some traffic showing. But there's two schools of thoughts here, right? One school of thought is you can buy an age domain that's been registered that hasn't really been used, so it would have like no traffic, and Google has no concept of what that site was about, and you can build your own kind of site on top of that, take advantage of the fact that it's an age domain, which tends to help in ranking a little bit, and you can do it that way. Sometimes these sites have been built out and they're just not getting traffic because they're no longer indexed and they've been like maybe expired for a few years or something like that. The other thing is you can look for domains that are getting traffic, and this means they were used and they're likely still indexed by Google. So that's a good sign that if you were to buy the domain, you could get more pages indexed. So what I'll do is I will, for this example, I'll just look at .com. I tend to not look at these other domains unless I'm looking for something brandable. Like I'll look for like an IO or an AI or sometimes Oregon.net are okay. But I'm just going to do .com for this example. And we're going to look for traffic. We're going to look for a minimum traffic of 1, right? So it just has traffic. And I'm not going to put minimum years or anything. I think I'm going to not do buy it now. Or not buy it now, but make an offer. So I think it would be all these except for offer. And then we're going to apply that filter. And then we're going to sort by traffic. and we'll take a look at some of these websites. And I just kind of look for like domains I think either I could rebuild or I could sell, right? So I'm not into any of those names. We'll just look for something. Home pressure cooking. I don't know. Maybe you want to build a niche site about pressure cookers. So one thing you have to do is with these domain names, you have to take a look at what they were, because a lot of these have been clapped by Google because of posting bad content and spam and things like that. So there's a few tools I use to kind of evaluate this. One of the first things I do is tend to check the DR with Ahrefs, which I've shown you several times. So it's a 30, pretty good for a age domain. And then another thing I would like to do here is I like to check the backlink profile. So I use SEMrush for that. I don't really know if there's a good free way to get a comprehensive backlink profile. I do know that Ahrefs has a backlink tool. Wait, let's see. Ahrefs backlink checker. It'll give you like 100, which may help you spot some spam ones, but it might not. We can leave that the way it is. DR30. So you can see mommy hates cooking. So what I do is kind of look at these domains, see if they look like they're spammy. And a lot of these ones kind of don't look that bad. You could check each domain to see if it is like a real domain or not, right? Like Family Fresh Meals. Like this looks like a real like blog, right? We'll pick some other ones. This actually might be a decent domain name if anybody out there is interested. Let's see, Condo Cooking. Yeah, like, these are all good domain names. The thing I will do though is SEMrush will give me a more comprehensive overview. So what I will do is I'll take a look at the ones in SEMrush, make sure there's not like Russian or Chinese spam or something like that, which is pretty common. Or you'll get like, I don't know, like Viagra content or gambling or, something like slightly shady, right? And you don't want that on a domain name that you're planning to build out or redirect. Banana breads. Yeah, so like all these look pretty good, actually at this point. I will look at SEMrush backlinks, but what I'll show you first is you can look at what the domain name was used for in the past. And the way to do that is at web.archive.org, which is a great site. I think it needs funding, so hopefully somebody out there will fund it, because it's really like the only place to get this information. And Google has recently removed their cache pages. So honestly, Google should just donate some money to this web archive. So what you can see here is I put the domain name in. It looks like it was first became active in 2017. And you can see each date where it took like a snapshot. Usually like these green ones, I don't know what the green is, but the blue one's like the bigger. It usually has like more changes or more snapshots. But what I do is I tend to just like click on a few of these through the years and see what the domain was used for. It can be a little bit slow, but it's a really good tool. Also, you'll often run into like errors where it can't find the page, but you just have to go back and try again. So it looks like a legit site at this point, right? We'll just go through a couple pages. We'll go to the next year. Look at that. Still looks legit. I think the style sheet's just not loading. So yeah, there we go. So that's okay. It'll finally load, but we don't really care about that. We're really more concerned with the content. I'm going to jump up here to this big spike where it was picking up a lot of changes or a lot of just archiving it more frequently. Probably has something to do with the amount of traffic the domain gets, to how many times it's archived, but I don't really know how that works. But we just go through, look at, what the domain was used for. And this one looks pretty good. I I think it's like this is like a legit site. Like you can usually, if it's got enough like traffic, you can actually click through these articles and see what they look like. But yeah, like I said, we may have gotten lucky and just found a good domain on the first try here, which usually I don't have the best examples when I try to show you, how I work. But this looks like, a legit site. It has a recipe. It has, all this other content, cookbooks, and it has a shop, and it looks legit. So let's just look. We want to go to like the more recent ones just to make sure nobody took it over and like started spamming it. So I'm going to try like here. It looks like they stopped using the site at the beginning of 2023 based on the graph, but we'll see what comes up for this. A lot of times when you get towards the end of a life of a domain, it will just have like a buy this domain page. So this looks good. I'll try to just go like to this last update and we'll see what that one looks like. I'm feeling pretty good about this domain. I think I might have found a good example. I might have to buy it if nobody else out there snipes it from me. All right, here it is. Like it expired. Now you can buy it at GoDaddy. So based on this so far, looks good. Now we can take a look at our SEMrush. We can see SEMrush's scores of 21, which is pretty high for SEMrush. You can see the traffic trended up. It was looking good, and then it got clapped here around June 22. I don't know what update may have happened around June 22. We can look at 2 years. Where's June? So it looks like there was a Google update. So SEMrush detects like a lot of variation in the search results. And that's kind of what you can see. It actually may have been like, I don't know, it kind of started this downward trend around, like September 2021. So if we try to find September 2021, what do we have here? A lot of changes, maybe a sign of a Google update. No confirmed. Wait, this might be a confirmed update. So I think when you see these Google, here we go. Google replaces title tags with H1 for some pages. So that was like an update that happened at that time. But yeah, it looks like something happened. It started seeing a little bit downward trend in traffic, but I also don't really trust SEMrush's traffic. This domain was probably getting much more traffic than this. Ahrefs is probably a little bit more accurate on traffic estimations, and it's still not that accurate. But what we look for is we can see what what it has been ranking for. But I want to check backlinks first just to make sure it's not spammed out. If we go to the backlink tab, you can see it has 22.4K backlinks, which is really good. We'll look at the overview real quick because I'll show you some of these tools. This tells you like it has a pretty natural link profile. It says do follow links are too high. Sometimes that indicates that people were buying backlinks, and sometimes Google can clap you for that. Another thing here is it says it's a suspicious graph. It shows you this like whole graph of your backlink profile, which is kind of cool. It has this one suspicious I've seen this domain on other pages. I don't know what this is, but SEMrush doesn't like it. But you can see like the relationship between links and your page. Kind of cool graphic. You can see like a lot of those domains that we saw on Ahrefs, like Mommy Hates Cooking. I remember seeing a lot of these. This like some of these are common spam sites, and people would just spam your URL for no reason. I've seen this across my sites, like this alexbecker.org. It's straight spam, but it doesn't look like it was intentional by this website. So what I'll do is we can look at like, number of referring domains kept going up, backlinks been going up. This shows you like your new and your lost domains and your backlinks. Shows you the categories. Here's a top anchor, and most backlinks are text, image, form. This is pretty common. But this is a little bit telling. The follow count which is like links that are do follow, much higher than the no follow. A lot of times your no follow count should be much higher, but I'm not that concerned right now. And you can also see by authority how many links they have. So they have scored a few high authority links here, like 70 and above. Most links are 0 to 10. That's kind of pretty normal, but it also could be a sign because there's 93% that they used like a PPN or something like that. And let's see. Top pages. I still, like at this point, I'm still interested in the domain. So we'll look at anchors, which is the text used in the link. And this here, the fact that there is a link to this exact page 5,000 times looks like it was a paid link. And these are all like shit web pages. Let's see what this one is. But it also, let's see, we can use our tool here called, I forget what it's called. It's like link grabber. So we can find where it links to this page by hiding the same host and then looking for home pressure. It doesn't even seem like it's there. This could just be a referral spam attempt. I'm not really sure. It looks like it's just all this one domain. So I tend to think it's somebody trying to like either take this page out or they're just spamming for, I don't know, the sake of spamming. Pressure. Yeah, see, I don't even see the domain here. So I would have been worried about this one had it been like diverse websites. I think this is just an attempt of somebody to spam this site. Not concerned yet. Visit here. A lot. So like what you should see is like visit here or like read more or domain name or like, you know, home pressure cooking. Like most people when they link to a web page are not going to link with these anchors like naturally. So this kind of does look like they did some link building, probably what they got clapped for. But I might still be interested in this domain because we could probably get it and like disavow a bunch of these links, which is when you disavow a link, you're telling Google that you don't want that link to be counted in your like PageRank formula. You can do that if you get a lot of spam links from somebody, and you can kind of, you just give them a signal that you don't want these links to be counted, and you can upload them through the Google Search Console. So we'll look at like these anchors are kind of like suspicious. How to make a box cake. Like, let's see what this one has. Looks like what they probably did was buy PBN links in the past. So I may not be that interested in this domain. It's kind of a hard call at this point. It does look like PBN links. But let's just, for the sake of it, look at what it's ranking for. If it's still in Google, it might be a good sign. Let's see. View details. Positions. Okay, those are the lowest positions. They're in. Okay, this is an indication that it's in the recipe pack, which is good because, like, if you come to Google and you do air fryer chicken recipe, you'll get this pack at the top that is all recipes. I don't know how the ranking works in here. I think it's kind of, they shuffle around these recipes, but this means that our recipe would kind of show up here. Let's see, recipes for London broil. Let's just see if we show up in the recipe pack. Home pressure cooking is the first one. Right off the bat, I see that I can improve this by updating the recipe by adding review schema, so I get these stars, and also cook time, so I get the cook time, like these other results. That should increase click through, because you can see all the other results have the stars and the time. We don't, but somehow we still came up first. We'll look at, I don't know, we'll look at a couple. Didn't copy. Grilled cheese ninja foodie. Here we have another recipe pack under a first place rank, but here we are again in the right. We are in the recipe pack. That's a good sign. I mean, that means we're ranking, and now the site's dead. So I think this is like a it's like a gamble. You could buy it, try to revive it, but it looks like it's still getting traffic. Home pressure cooking again in the top 3 of the recipe pack. It has to be getting some decent traffic with that. The other thing you can look for, like, this is the FAQ, I think, or like the people also asked, this little question mark. So if we look for that, we probably see, man, my copying's not working today. We'll see Instant Pot. I think it comes in the people also asked here. Let's see what's in here. It keeps giving me more like every time I click on it, but I think it might be in here occasionally, right? Like they might shuffle it around. I don't really know, but SEMrush is telling us that it shows up here. Pressure cooking lawsuit. Anyway, yeah, I'm not seeing it, but SEMrush is telling us it does show up sometimes. The other thing I want to look at is like top 3 positions. And what we can see here, it looks like they have some featured images in the top spot for this. So that means they won like the featured image. This one is not a winner, but at some point it must have been. You know what probably is happening is the website expired and they're going to start dropping. But we could look for, here we are, home pressure cooking. I think if you click here, it shows you like what was right here. It shows you what was actually crawled at the time. Yeah, so you can see when they crawled it, it was in position 2. It had a featured image, not a featured snippet. I might have misspoken before, but we can look at some of these other ones. London broil. You can see we have the first spot. We have a featured image. We didn't really win a featured snippet, but I'm thinking even with those PBN links, the domain's looking pretty good. It's looking like, I mean, it's only saying we have 172 traffic, which is an estimate. But if we get rid of this filter, we'll see 771. So I'm betting it gets a couple thousand visits per month. They're kind of estimating that it would cost $93 to buy this traffic. So I would caution against the PBN links, but I think I would still bid on this one. So that's kind of like what I go through to evaluate a domain. If for some reason when I went to the backlinks and it had like Russian or Chinese or something like that, I would totally write it off. I might be able to find one of those real quick. If we go here and we sort by backlinks, I could probably find you a spammy one. 8, whatever this is. Okay, so we'll just check it real quick. It's a 43. I think it's probably manipulated. I'm not seeing anything there, but let's see. We have to take a quick look here. An easy way is to look at anchors. See all these like Chinese characters. That's clear sign of spam. CBD. So this was probably a site that was good, was picked up by a spammer and has been spammed out. May not even be able to get a good snapshot of it. But yeah, these are clear signs here. Like having links for things like CBD or like, I don't know, like testosterone or gambling or, like Viagra, like that's a sign that you just want to stay away from it. And you can see here, online casino gaming, another clear sign that you want to stay away from this domain. Online casino. So this is a perfect example of a domain you would not want to buy. Even though it says it has a bunch of backlinks and stuff, not interested. But if we go back and we look at our traffic again, I did like that. Home pressure cooking. How much time's left? 7 days. Probably going to go for a lot more than $400. But let's watch it, see what it comes down to when it's done. But yeah, that's my approach for evaluating an expired domain. If anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll try to answer them tomorrow.